Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life when you must make a choice. One that defines your self-worth, your strength, and your future. That choice is simple. Do not give them a second chance. They damaged you intentionally. They knew what they were doing, and yet they did it anyway. Understand this: people do not hurt others by accident. A mistake is when you step on someone's foot. A betrayal is when they look into your eyes, smile, and drive the knife deeper. That is not an error. That is a choice. And if they could do it once, they can do it again. Self-respect is the foundation of everything in life. It determines the way we allow others to treat us, the boundaries we set, and the future we shape for ourselves. When someone deliberately hurts you, they are showing you who they truly are. And when they do it with full knowledge of the pain they will cause, they are revealing something far more important: their intention. It is easy to convince yourself that it was a mistake, that perhaps they were careless, distracted, or caught in a moment of weakness. But deep down, you know the truth. A mistake happens once, maybe twice. But intentional damage is a pattern, not an accident. If you let them back in, you are not giving them another chance to prove their change. One of the hardest lessons in life is understanding that not everyone deserves your kindness. Not everyone values your heart the way you do. There are those who take advantage, who see your loyalty as a weakness, and who will use it against you without a second thought. When you forgive someone who has hurt you deliberately, you are not healing. You are exposing yourself to further damage, and that is something you cannot afford. People show you who they are through their actions, not their words. Promises, apologies, and regret mean nothing if they come from the same lips that once spoke lies, the same hands that once broke you, the same heart that once chose to disregard yours. Change is not something you should hope for in others. It is something they must prove through effort, consistency, and time. And even then, some wounds are too deep to allow that second chance. Many struggle with this because they fear letting go. They fear being alone. They fear that maybe, just maybe, they will regret closing the door. But here is the truth. You will never regret protecting yourself. You will never regret choosing peace over chaos, dignity over desperation, and strength over sentimentality. Walking away is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the understanding that the past is the past for a reason. It is refusing to allow history to repeat itself. It is the decision to prioritize yourself over the illusion of what could be. Because the person who hurt you once will not hesitate to do it again if given the chance. Respect yourself enough to say no more. A life free from betrayal, free from manipulation, and free from the pain of those who never deserved a place in your heart to begin with. Intentions define actions. People do not cause harm by accident, at least not the kind that leaves lasting scars. When someone damages you intentionally, they are making a choice, a calculated decision to put themselves first, regardless of what it costs you. That is not love, respect, or care. That is selfishness in its purest form, and selfish people do not change unless they truly want to, which in most cases they do not. It is easy to believe that someone's betrayal was a moment of weakness, that they didn't mean to hurt you as deeply as they did. But think about it. Did they hesitate before they acted? Did they stop halfway and reconsider? Or did they follow through without concern for the consequences? When people truly care, they think before they act. They weigh the damage. They pause. But when they don't, they proceed without hesitation. That alone tells you everything you need to know. Many people excuse bad behavior, thinking that giving second chances is a sign of maturity, forgiveness, or love. But what is love without respect? What is forgiveness without change? Giving someone another chance to hurt you is not kindness. It is self-sabotage. It is handing them a weapon they have already used against you once, hoping they will choose not to use it again. But if their intent was to harm before, what makes you think they won't do it again when given the opportunity? The hardest thing to accept is that some people are not sorry. They are just sorry they got caught. They regret losing access to you, not the pain they caused. If they had the chance to do it all over again without consequences, they likely would. Because their actions were never about you. They were about them. What they wanted, what they needed, what they believed they could get away with. Trust is not something to be handed out freely. It is something that must be earned, protected, and given only to those who respect its value. When someone breaks that trust with full awareness of their actions, they have shown you what it means to them. And when someone does not value your trust, they do not value you. You do not owe anyone a second chance simply because they ask for it. You do not have to let them back in because they suddenly regret their choices. Regret does not erase damage. It does not undo the betrayal, and it does not guarantee that history will not repeat itself. The only way to protect yourself is to believe what people show you the first time. No matter how much you care for them, no matter how deeply you wish things had been different, you must face reality. They knew what they were doing, they did it anyway. And that is all the closure you need. Let them go. Move forward without them, and never let someone's regret be more important than your own self-respect. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. When someone betrays you, it is not just an act of harm. It is a lesson about who they truly are, about what they are capable of, and about how much they value you. But a lesson is only useful if you learn from it. Too many people ignore the warning signs, convincing themselves that the pain was an accident, that the betrayal was a mistake, that the damage was unintentional. But deep inside, you know better. People do not just hurt others by chance. When someone chooses to lie to you, deceive you, manipulate you, or betray you, they have made a decision. It was not an accident. It was a choice. And in that moment, they showed you exactly where you stand in their life. If they truly valued you, they would have never risked losing you. If they truly respected you, they would have never crossed the line, but they did. And now you are left with a decision of your own. The greatest mistake you can make is ignoring the lesson. When someone hurts you once, they have revealed their nature. When they do it again, it is because you allowed them back in. A person who has already proven they are willing to damage you will not suddenly become someone who protects you. That is not how life works. Patterns do not change without effort, and people do not change unless they have a real reason to. Up along as tears and regret do not equal transformation. The problem is, many people are afraid of losing those they care about. Even when someone has hurt them deeply, they hold on, hoping for a different outcome. But hope is not enough. You cannot build trust on hope. You cannot erase the past with hope. And you certainly cannot heal in the presence of the same person who broke you. It is a hard truth, but one you must accept. If they had the capacity to do it once, they have the capacity to do it again. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually. Because when someone damages you intentionally and faces no real consequences, they learn that they can. They learn that your forgiveness is easy, that your boundaries are flexible, that your heart is open, even when it should not be. That is why you must be strong enough to let go. Not because it is easy, not because you want to, but because you deserve better. Betrayal is a lesson, and you must pass the test. The test of self-respect, of wisdom, of understanding that not everyone deserves a place in your life. You owe it to yourself to move forward. You owe it to yourself to stop making excuses for those who never made an effort to protect your heart. Learn from the pain. Let the lesson guide you. And never, ever allow someone who broke you to believe they can do it again. Emotions can be powerful, but they should never override self-preservation. Too often, people allow their feelings to cloud their judgment, convincing themselves that holding on to someone is better than letting go. But when someone has deliberately hurt you, keeping them in your life is not an act of love. It is an act of self-destruction. You must understand that not everyone deserves a place in your life. Not everyone who claims to care about you actually does. Some people are only there for what they can gain. Some people stay because they enjoy control. And some will come back, not because they've changed, but because they want to see if you will let them hurt you again. It is your responsibility to protect yourself from such people. Emotional attachment is not a reason to tolerate disrespect. The fact that you once loved someone does not mean you must continue suffering at their hands. Love without respect is manipulation. Forgiveness without accountability is an invitation for repeated harm. When you continue to allow someone back into your life after they have intentionally caused you pain, you are not being strong. You are being vulnerable to the wrong person. It is not easy to walk away, especially when your heart still cares. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when you wonder if you made the right choice. But let me tell you this: choosing yourself is always the right choice. Choosing peace over chaos, self-respect over sentimentality, and dignity over desperation is not selfish. It is survival. Too many people waste years of their lives hoping for change that never comes. They believe that if they give more, love harder, or endure longer, the person who hurt them will finally realize their worth. But that is not how it works. The more you tolerate mistreatment, the more you teach others that it is acceptable. The more chances you give, the less they value you. A second chance is not something that should be handed out freely. It should be earned, not through words, but through consistent actions. And even then, some betrayals cut so deep that no apology can undo the damage. Some wounds are better left to heal without the presence of the one who caused them. You must make a choice. Continue allowing pain into your life, or close the door on those who never deserved a place in your heart. The past cannot be rewritten, but your future is in your hands. You do not owe anyone a second chance, a reconciliation, or an opportunity to repeat their mistakes. There is strength in letting go. There is wisdom in walking away, and there is power in knowing your worth. If someone has proven that they are capable of harming you, believe them the first time. Do not wait for history to repeat itself. Choose yourself, protect your peace, and never allow sentimentality to be the reason you invite pain back into your life. Trust is not something that should be given freely, especially after it has been broken. It is a privilege, not a right. And once it has been shattered, it cannot be restored with words alone. Too often, people believe that just because someone expresses regret or apologizes, they deserve another chance. But the reality is that trust must be earned, not assumed. When someone intentionally causes harm, they are making a conscious decision to put their own wants, needs, or desires above your well-being. That is not a mistake. That is a statement of who they are. And when they return, claiming to be sorry, you must ask yourself, are they truly remorseful, Or are they only regretting the consequences of their actions? Because regret and true change are not the same thing. Regret is easy. Anyone can feel bad when they lose something valuable. But feeling bad does not mean they would act differently if given the chance. In fact, many people only seek a second chance because they miss what they had, not because they have truly changed. They miss the comfort, the control, or the benefits that came with having you in their life. That is not remorse, that is self-interest. A second chance should never be handed out based on emotions alone. It should be based on actions, on true accountability, and on a clear, demonstrated effort to make things right. But even then, some betrayals are too deep to be repaired. Some wounds will never fully heal as long as the person who caused them remains in your life. People reveal who they are through their actions, not their apologies. If they had the ability to hurt you once without hesitation, they have the ability to do it again. And the more chances you give, the more they learn that they can treat you poorly without real consequences. Trust is not about how much you care for someone. It is about how much they respect you. It is a painful truth, but one that must be accepted. Some people do not deserve a place in your life, no matter how much history you share. Letting go is not an act of cruelty, it is an act of self-respect. Walking away is not weakness, it is wisdom. You do not need to prove your strength by enduring mistreatment. True strength is knowing when to close the door for good. You must protect your heart not just from others, but from your own tendency to make excuses for those who have wronged you. Do not allow guilt, loneliness, or nostalgia to convince you that someone who broke your trust deserves another opportunity to do it again. Trust should never be given carelessly. It should be reserved for those who cherish it, protect it, and prove themselves worthy of it. And if someone has already shown you that they are willing to destroy it, the best decision you can make is to believe them the first time. Never give them the chance to do it again. Letting go is often mistaken for weakness, but in reality it is one of the greatest acts of strength. It takes courage to walk away from something familiar, even when that familiarity is laced with pain. Too many people hold on to relationships, friendships, or situations that no longer serve them, simply because they fear what lies ahead. But the truth is, letting go is not losing. It is reclaiming your power. When someone intentionally hurts you, they are making a statement. They are telling you through their actions that your feelings, your trust, and your well-being are not their priority. That should be all the information you need. And yet so many people struggle to walk away because they believe that leaving means they have lost. But what exactly are you losing? Someone who disrespected you? Someone who lied to you? Someone who betrayed you without hesitation? That is not a loss. That is a blessing. Letting go does not mean you never cared. It does not mean you are heartless or unforgiving. It simply means that you respect yourself enough to stop allowing someone to hurt you. There is no reward for enduring unnecessary pain. There is no wisdom in staying in a situation that drains your energy and peace. If someone has proven they do not value you, it is not your job to convince them of your worth. One of the most dangerous traps in life is believing that someone who has hurt you will magically change if given another chance. Change is possible, but only for those who truly want it. And even then, true change takes time, effort, and accountability. It is not enough for someone to say they have changed. They must show it consistently over time. And even if they do, some wounds run too deep to ignore. When you keep allowing someone back into your life after they have hurt you, you are teaching them that they can get away with it. You are sending the message that your boundaries are negotiable, that your pain is something they can dismiss with a few words of regret. But real respect does not require repeated lessons. Someone who truly values you will not put you in a position where you must question their intentions. Walking away does not mean you are bitter. It means you are wise enough to know what you deserve. It means you are strong enough to refuse to settle for less. It means you have chosen yourself over the illusion of what could be. The past is behind you for a reason. Do not let it hold you hostage. You cannot move forward while dragging the weight of betrayal, hoping that the same person who caused your pain will one day be the one to heal it. Close the door. Walk away with your head high, because letting go is not weakness. It is the ultimate declaration that you refuse to be hurt again by the same hands that broke you. And that is true strength. One of the greatest lessons in life is understanding that not everyone deserves a place in your world. There will be people who enter your life not with good intentions, but with selfish motives. They will take, manipulate, deceive, and hurt. Not by accident, but by choice. And the biggest mistake you can make is giving them a second chance. People reveal themselves through their actions. When someone betrays you, disrespects you, or wounds you intentionally, they are showing you exactly who they are. And when someone shows you their true nature, believe them the first time. Do not wait for them to repeat their mistakes before you finally decide to walk away. Too many people hold on to pain, hoping that the person who caused it will one day heal it. But the reality is, the same hands that broke you will not be the ones to put you back together. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It does not mean giving someone another opportunity to hurt you. It does not mean keeping toxic people in your life. It means freeing yourself from the burden of resentment and choosing peace over bitterness. But peace does not require reconciliation. You can forgive someone and still refuse to let them back in. You can let go of anger without giving them another chance to break you. A second chance is not a gift, it is a responsibility. It is an opportunity to prove change through action, not just words. And yet, too often, people hand out second chances like they are required, as if it is a sign of strength or love. But true strength is knowing when enough is enough. True love is recognizing that self-respect comes before any relationship. If someone values you, they will never put themselves in a position to lose you. They will not risk your trust, your love, or your presence in their life. But when someone has already chosen to damage you once, what makes you think they will hesitate to do it again? If they could ignore your pain before, what makes you think they suddenly care now? The hard truth is this: some people do not regret hurting you. They regret losing access to you. They miss the comfort, the benefits, and the control. They do not return because they have changed. They return because they want to see if you are still willing to accept less than you deserve. Do not let them. Do not allow sentimentality to cloud your judgment. Do not let history make you blind to reality. The past is a lesson, not a place to live. You owe it to yourself to walk away, to protect your heart, to understand that the person who truly deserves you will never put you in a position where you have to question your worth. Let them go, not out of anger, not out of hatred, but out of self-respect. Because once you do, you will realize they were never worthy of a second chance to begin with.